My name is Dick Evans. I am the formal chairman of the Yes on 4 committee, and this is the first thing I have done all year in that capacity. There's so much to be said tonight. There is so much to be said. What we are gathered together here tonight, an acutely important instant in the history of this Commonwealth. It's the time that the voters are coming together to say that it's time to close the book on marijuana prohibition, and it's time to get real about marijuana in Massachusetts. The voters have decided, the voters know that prohibition is not going to eradicate marijuana. The voters know that consumers deserve to be protected. The voters know that we need to do right by young children, by children and young people. The voters know that it's time to raise some serious revenue without raising anybody's taxes. The voters know that it's time to start healing the racial divisions in our land. And the voters know it's time to get serious and make some serious contribution to a most serious public health epidemic, namely the opioid problem in our Commonwealth. We have come together to make that contribution. The voters are making it possible. There are many people to thank tonight, many people to thank, but most of all, we say thank you to the voters of Massachusetts for their wisdom and for their foresight, for their confidence. We say to Governor Baker and the opponents of the initiative, we say to them, we welcome you. Come around to the right side of history. We look forward to working with you to developing a marijuana policy in this Commonwealth that achieves the goals that we all share, namely the protection of public health and safety, the doing right by young people, the raising of new revenue, the eradication of the black market, and most of all, the fostering of a culture of responsibility among marijuana users. This is the time. History starts a new chapter tonight. If you feel a strong breeze when you go outside tonight, it will be caused by that page of history turning. It's a new day. So what you're witnessing is a historic thing in the history of Massachusetts. It's an expansion of liberty and a recognition that it's time to get real. We're going forward with commonsensical, real, and effective and protective new measures for marijuana control in Massachusetts. Now, lots of people to say thanks to tonight, most especially the staff who will lose here. Jim Borgasani, let's have a big hand for those two. And all the people the volunteers, the people who assisted the campaign, who Will is going to name in a minute. But there's three important thank yous I want to give, and then I'll shut down. The first is the most important individual in the Commonwealth who's done more than anybody else, and that is Dr. Lester Grinspoon, who can't be with us tonight. Lester sends his greetings. He regrets he can't be here tonight. He asked me to remind you that in 1972, he was sure we'd be here in 10 years. But he is thrilled that he can appreciate and enjoy the spirit this evening with you. The second big thank you we have to give is the medical marijuana. The patients, the doctors, the activists who did medical marijuana for so many years, who stood out there and had the courage to oppose the status. Let's hear medical marijuana patients. And finally, maybe I'm a Western Massachusetts here, but I have to give one more thank you, and that is to the Massachusetts State Police for flying those helicopter raids over Western Massachusetts, and better than any advertising we could buy, demonstrating the sheer lunacy of prohibition. Thank you, State Police. Thank you, voters of Massachusetts, and thank you all.
Thank you, Dick. That was awesome.